Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Speaking of Zane, and welcome to St. Louis. You can tell I'm not in my normal spot. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I did a mic check. I've got a little different configuration than I normally have, and hopefully everything is working just fine. Good to have you all in here on Sunday evening. Let's get my notes up, and I'll tell you which episode. We're the 288th week of Speaking of Zane. And we've done it on the road a handful of times, not very often. I'm usually home on Sundays, but we have done it from the road, and we'll do it from the road tonight. We'll make it a brief one because I got here in the afternoon and got checked into the hotel and went on a nice, relaxing walk. Came back, got cleaned up, and I have not had anything to eat all day. So I've got to get me some red meat, and I'm going to do that as soon as Speaking of Zane is over. But let's see who we've got in the chat with us tonight. Daryl's in there, Steve's in there, Ken's in there, Jimbo's in there. Thanks for the audio check, Daryl. My dad's in there. Brenda Lusk is in there. Okay, I know we have some others in there listening. Appreciate you all being there for sure. Good to have you in there. Just sent Lori a note to let her know. I think there might have been some confusion because when it hit Facebook scheduled, it shows 7:30, but it shows 7:30 because it's 7:30 in Central. And I might have messed some people up with that. But anyway, I did put a note in there. But good to have you all in here tonight. And let's see. First and foremost, condolences are in order to our friend Roy Cupper, Chief Master Sergeant, United States Air Force, retired on the loss of his mother a few days ago. And I think she was 91 or better. Certainly had a full life. But condolences to Roy. I know Roy is doing something very noble in her memory. He is raising money for My Warrior's Place. How about that? Good on you, Roy. I appreciate that. What a worthy cause. You hear me talk about it all the time, of course. And Roy, thank you for doing that. And our thoughts and prayers are with you and the family. Okay, well, let's see. Oh, I do have some good veteran related stuff tonight. Um, I hosted the Women Veterans Fireside Chat last week, like I was saying. Let me tell you what happened. First of all, it was an hour and a half long. It went fantastic. Had four awesome ladies that work at the company I um, work at, and they were fantastic. Of course, I prepped them ahead of time with questions that I was likely going to ask and kind of the theme that we were after, and they did very well. Um, we had Jenny Lynn, who was in the Air Force, Sarah, who was in the Navy, Whitney, who's currently in the Air Force Reserve, and Dawn, who was in the Army. So we had three branches represented, but it was fantastic. Once I joined, here's what happened. My laptop kicked off an update like 30 minutes before showtime. And I'm the host. There's two of us are hosting. And I do the intro, I'm doing most of the questions. And 30 minutes, my laptop goes into this unavoidable update. And I'm like, holy smoke. And it wasn't like going quick. And we were going to meet at a quarter till to get sound checks and everything. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got 15 minutes for this doggone thing to run. I'm afraid to even touch it. And it's doing its thing. Quarter till comes. It's still doing its thing. And I'm on my phone, telling my team, I'm going to, let's execute plan B, because if I'm not there, you guys are going to have to press on. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, I got 15 more minutes. It's still going. It's still going. It's still going. Top of the hour comes and it's still going. I missed the start, and I was the one opening it. Anyway, the team did a fantastic job of covering for me. We had a script that we were following, so they followed my script. They, tap danced a little bit, explained why I wasn't there. And my co-host, Shay, was fantastic. She stepped up and did my part and her part until I was able to join at about 15 after. And then, so I still had an hour and 15 minutes that I was able to be on it. But it was great. It was really good. You just can't take for granted that people that work at corporations understand military service, and we don't take it for granted here. We share about it, and that was the whole purpose. It was a combination of our veterans employee group and our women's employee group, and we collaborated on this together. Anyway, it worked out real well. I was very proud of that. Let's see. Matt Aaron's in there. Hey, Matt. Colin Krim's in there. Hey, Colonel Krim. Okay, let's see. I took Friday off. Can you believe it? I took a day off, and me and my little grandson Everett drove down to my dad's house, and we're originally going to stay the night, and I changed my mind because I'd forgot I was coming to St. Louis on the Sunday, and I had things to get ready on Saturday, so we didn't stay the night, but we got down there mid-morning, and my sister was at work, but we were able to hang out with my dad. And then we went to where my sister works at the bank. We went to the bank, got her, and then we went and saw my mom at the cemetery, spent some time there. Also saw some of my other family members, uncle, my grandparents, and just had a good time. And then Sharon had to go back to work, but me and Dad and Everett went back to the house, and then Everett and I spent the next couple hours in the pool. It was not in the 90s. Pool felt good. We hung out in the pool, and then about 4 or something, we packed it up and headed back to Atlanta, and stopped at Buc-ee's on the way back, as we always do. Buc-ee's is near Valley near Perry and Valley, Georgia, right on the interstate, of course, as they all are. And so I really hadn't eaten anything but beef jerky all day. So we stopped in and got gas and had a big old brisket sandwich. And I'll tell you, my little guy Everett, he's 7 years old. You guys, sometimes you'll see him in the background, but he's not a big Buc-ee's fan, like his Grammy. He really couldn't care much about it. He didn't like all the people. He gripped my hand the whole time. He was afraid he was going to be stolen or something, and he couldn't find of all the things there are to eat there. He did not find one single thing that interested him, except for a Dr. Pepper Slurpee or Icy, Dr. Pepper Icy, which is what he had. But anyway, oh, it's crazy. Well, let's see. I'm in St. Louis this week, as you guys know. I'll get back early early Wednesday morning. I'm only here for Monday and Tuesday, and I'll be home early Wednesday morning. I'm taking the 0600 flight back home, and then going to London next weekend. So that is already here. Next Saturday overnight, I'll go to London for a couple of weeks. I'm not quite sure what to do with Speaking of Zane while over there. We may just pause it because it's a 5-hour difference. So we'll figure it out. But you guys know I'm going to be doing the Running to Honor 5K there, and I've got a bunch of colleagues at work that are gonna do the race with me. And one of the young ladies in the office, I think, has our race route planned out. Think about this: we're going to be running from our office across over London Bridge, down the river, and then across Tower Bridge, and we'll come out by the Tower of London and then back to the office. And guess what? It's right at 5K. It's right at 5 kilometers. So my only issue, we're going to have between 20 and 30 people. I'm prepped for 30. We might have to stagger. It's through central London, and we don't have any permits or anything like that. And I don't know about the road, the pathways, the walkways, and everything. We'll get it figured out, but it should be fun. And I got all of the race gear. So listen to the story. Of course, you get a race bib, a race shirt, and a finisher's medal. And so I registered sometime back and I should have that, that gets delivered, a few weeks before. And so Aaron Bartle, he shipped mine like he shipped everybody else's, and it made it to Kentucky. And then he had to call them and say, what gives? And he got it redirected, and it made it as far as Atlanta, somewhere in Atlanta. And then the next day it was in West Virginia. So I think it's on its way to my house now. My race kit from West Virginia. So it should be there when I get home. But I did order 30 other race kits for my colleagues in the office. And so I registered. We did as if we were registering all 30. Problem is, I only had enough money in my employee resource group budget to pay for 20. But you know what Aaron did? He gave me 30 anyway. So good on you, Aaron. Thank you for that. And that box of shirts, race bibs, and medals arrived at the house this week. And I've already turned it around and shipped it to our office in London. Should be there on Thursday. So, Aaron, appreciate that. We're proud to be the first official members of the Running to Honor 5K outside of the U.S. So that will be great. We'll take a lot of pics and let everybody know after that's on. We're going to be doing the race on the 26th. The actual race in Michigan is on the 27th, Saturday. We're going to do ours on Friday. We're going to knock off work a little bit early on Friday and do it. Okay. Well, let's see. I said I was going to breeze through this because I'm hungry and I got to go downstairs and get something to eat. Well, let's see. Got to watch some of the Braves game that was on Big Fox last night, but I'll confess I didn't watch much of it because right about when the game started is when the assassination attempt happened, and of course I was watching the news mostly, flipping back and forth. But anyway, the Braves. I think the Braves did. The Braves were winning today. They're out in San Diego. Let me do a quick look here. Like you guys care about the Braves. Anyway, the Braves won today, so they took 2 of 3 from San Diego. After losing 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. And they're off like everybody till Friday because the All-Star game is tomorrow. And I think the Braves pick it up against St. Louis on Friday. Okay, well, let's see. I don't know if Lori has joined there or not. I hope she has. There's Matt Aaron's in there. My Aunt Mary's in there. Lori may have already fallen asleep. I'm not sure. But she is recovering from her surgery, and she's down like 60-some pounds now. And beginning to regain her strength and walking. She's able to, she had a bad knee. She hurt her knee when she was in England. Anyway, her knee is recovering, and she's recovering from her surgery. So continue to lift her up, if you would. And let's see. Hat of the week. Daryl, I don't have a hat on. That is very strange. I don't know if I've ever done a Speaking of Zane without a hat. Well, I'll put one on. This is this is the hat I take and I walk in. This is my walking hat because it's very lightweight and high vis. You can see it's from the Titan Missile Museum down there in Tucson, Arizona. And I really like it because it's got reflective tape on it. It's high vis. And it's very light and comfortable, easy to watch. That's the hat of the week because when I got here, first thing I did was go on a walk 3-miler. But that is the hat of the week. Okay, well, let's see. I didn't pull any This Week in Military History items. We do have some veteran cemetery visits. Daryl to Jefferson Barracks, my dad, and my sister both visit Evergreen, where my mom rests. Her site there is so fantastic. I took some flowers, a potted flower plant that I thought had a pretty good chance of living for a while. It's and we placed it there. It's like a succulent, but it's flowering. But I know that my dad and my sister will try to keep it alive as long as in this 90-some degree heat. I don't know, but anyway, just the area that they have put together for my mom is fantastic with a nice bench there. You know what, Dad? I need to get that picture of. There was a picture of me and you and Everett that I think, and me and you and Sharon. Maybe text me a couple of those pics that you took on your phone. But yeah, it was wonderful, and to spend the day there and visit Mom's site. So we did that, and so we had counting 2, 4, 5. I'm counting 6 visits this last week. I don't have the total because I don't have last week's numbers in front of me. I've been moving some things around to another computer, so I'll have to update the total. We're somewhere north of 1,230 something for the Veteran Cemetery Challenge. There's Roy in there. Hey, Roy, we're talking about you. We were talking about you at the top of the show there. Our sincere condolences to you and the family at the loss of your mother, and what a noble gesture in her memory to raise some funds for My Warrior's Place. It's fantastic. And I know you are going to match those funds, I think. and good on you for that. But yeah, everybody is thinking about you and the family, Roy. And I know she had a full 90-plus-year life. I think I recall. But good to have you in there, and just know we're thinking about you. Let's see. Thank a Vet Challenge. If you had any thank yous this week, put them in the chat, because I didn't see any for the week. I had two for the week. One of them today, in fact. But I'll have to update that again next week as well. I'm missing last week's because of where I'm storing the notes here, but I'll get that all updated next week. But appreciate you guys doing those two challenges with us. And organizations, I don't have anything new on the organization front. I just gave you the update on Running to Honor coming up in a couple of weeks. Well, a couple of weeks. What? Next week, next Saturday. No, I'm sorry. Not next Saturday, the Saturday after. Yeah, the 27th. But we're going to do it in London on the 26th. And then, of course, My Warrior's Place fundraiser that Roy's put together in memory of his mom, who just passed this week. And I know the feeling. I lost my mom last May. And, man, moms are special. They really are special, I tell you. And I don't know. They're just something about moms. I think God meant it to be that way. They just, when you have a good one, they forsake everything for you, the child. And I think that's why that's been so devastating for Lori, losing Zane and Tyler. You know, it's just, to watch her, even though the right word, anguish is just, and not being able to do so much, about it. But something special about moms for sure. Okay, gang. Well, we did have a case we did have an accident this past week. We have this segment, Heroes Lost or Wounded. We did lose a National Guardsman, a Brigadier General, John Pogarek. He was the commander of the New Hampshire Air National Guard, and he was killed in a hit-and-run accident in Rochester. I guess that's Rochester, New Hampshire. So thoughts and prayers to his family. Okay, gang. Well, I guess that is it. I've got to go eat some red meat before I wither away. I haven't eaten anything all day. I got a good walk in, but I appreciate you guys joining me. This is even though sometimes I may not spend much of the time talking specifically about Zane. Trust me, that's the main thing I have in my mind when I'm doing this, is honoring him by the Veteran Cemetery Challenge, by the Thank a Vet Challenge, by talking about organizations that do good work for the military, for veterans. And, I do like sharing stories about him, and we'll continue to do that and different things. And any of you that might have a story or two about Zane that's worth sharing and PG, feel free to do that. I probably don't do enough of that. And there's plenty of stories to share about him and his 26-year life. But okay, gang. Well, I'm going to go eat, like I said, and I so appreciate you all joining me here on Sunday nights, and we'll look forward to seeing you. I don't know about the next 2 weeks. I don't know, but I'll give periodic updates on what's going on, and you guys continue to do your normal cemetery visits or Thank a Vet challenges in the Facebook page, and we'll get those and capture them, and we'll see how things go over the next couple of weeks. All right. Appreciate everybody. God bless you, and we'll talk to you later.